Okay, men, we're beginning to take a look at Jesus' manhood. He was all God, but he was also all man, and I believe he was an example of what manhood was supposed to be. And we looked in Romans chapter 8, verse 29, we're supposed to be conformed to his image. And I want to start, there's a lot of places I could start, but Jesus in his manhood. In Matthew chapter 3, it talks about John the Baptist, and then it gets down to verse 13. It says, "Then Jesus came from Galilee to John at the Jordan to be baptized by him." And John saw him, and basically, most of you will know the story. Jesus wanted to be baptized by him. John said, "Man, you need to baptize me." But the first thing I want to point out concerning Jesus' manhood, for 30 years, if I could say it this way, Jesus was in the shadows. Jesus, if I could say it this way, was back. He was not in the public arena. Even John the Baptist was more or less in the public arena. And if I could say it this way, Jesus found contentment waiting in his time. Part of manhood, I believe that God has a time for each of us. Somebody said that everybody gets 15 minutes of fame. But sometimes there's a time as a man that we're sitting in the shadows. We're sitting behind the scenes. And it may not be our time. And some men get discontented in that time, and they sometimes get in trouble trying to get out there in front of God or ahead of God. And I believe that Jesus knew what he was called to do, but if I could say it this way, he found contentment. He found satisfaction in being in the shadows and not being out in the forefront, and even letting somebody else be in the forefront, such as John the Baptist for a period of time. He knew his time was coming. So if I could say this, one of the characteristics of a man that Jesus exemplified was that he could wait on his time, be content, and maybe if I could say it this way, even encourage somebody else when it's their time to shine. Sometimes as men, our insecurities and our inferiorities, we don't like seeing someone else succeed and maybe the light shine on somebody else. But a real man can rejoice when the light is shining on somebody else, but they know that their time will come, that God's light will shine on them, and they'll wait on that, and they'll wait on God for God to promote them rather than promoting themselves. So that's the first thing when we take a look at Jesus' life as a man that we're supposed to be conformed to. We need to learn contentment when we may be in the shadows, knowing that our time will come.